Ballpark, where it's cold and in the mid-30s for game series in the Big East. And welcome to Big East Baseball. Brought to you by Invesco QQQ, official ETF of the Big East Conference. Today on ESPN Plus, the Xavier Musketeers take on the UConn Huskies. Good afternoon, everybody, with Chris Jones, Randy Brochu. Glad to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. UConn with an opportunity for a series win in the opening series of Big East play. Xavier fought back yesterday, put a rally together in the ninth inning, and they look to even the series up.
Yeah, it was a great ball game yesterday. Tightly contested as we thought, and Greg Shaw III able to get out of trouble there in the ninth inning after Paxton Myers kind of walking the tightrope there with his control, but able to find a way to get game one in this Big East opener as Ryan Peach was as advertised. 7 strikeouts for him. He had that breaking ball working. Able to get out of trouble in multiple instances is Charlie West tying a season high with 6 2/3. UConn getting all their runs in the fourth, courtesy this wild pitch. Jackson Marshall showing off the speed as Palomini, team leading 12th stolen base of the year, helped set up this, which was a throwing error, the only error for the Musketeers on the day, giving UConn that 2-0 lead. Maddox Delana would add to it, an 0-2 pitch, able to deposit in right field, and that was the scoring for UConn on Friday as they were able to get the job done in Game 1.
Today in Game 2, the starting pitchers are Evan Vasilou for Xavier. He's coming off 2 really solid performances against Ohio State and Oregon. No record with a 4.0 ERA. And Cayden Suchy, the talented left-handed sophomore, makes his first official start at home here at Elliott Ballpark. He's 0-1, but a 3.63 ERA. The K to walk ratio outstanding. He has been really good for UConn this year, bouncing back from injury last season. 35 degrees and cold. Bundle up if you're at the ballpark, but settle in if you're watching with us here on ESPN Plus. Game 2 of this weekend series in the Big East between Xavier and UConn is coming up. Starting lineups and first pitcher next from Stores. Cayden Suchy and the UConn Huskies take the field in the Saturday blue jersey tops today, going for the series win and an opportunity to move to 500. UConn comes in 13-14 on the year, 1-0 in the Big East after yesterday's conference opening win. Xavier Musketeers 8-19, 0-1 in the Big East, and 5-13 away from their home ballpark, with Jorge Valdez leading off in left field. Clay Burdett, their best all-around hitter at .362, and right field bats second. Jonathan Fitz hits third and catches. Peter Johnson is the DH today, came off the bench yesterday and is the cleanup man. Luke Hammond is at third base, batting fifth. Tommy Townsend back at first base, bats sixth. Donovan Canterbury plays shortstop and hits seventh. Carter Christensen bats eighth and plays second base. J.D. Crisp on base in all 4 plate appearances yesterday. Bats ninth in center field against Cayden Suchy.
Suchy, a tough go early on in his last start, did not get helped out by his defense. He finished the day 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs with 2 of those earned. He walked 4, that was a season high, struck out 5. So he's looking for a bounce back outing today. And as Randy mentioned in the open, it's hard to believe, but this is his first time pitching in a regular season game here at Elliott. Last year he got hurt against Creighton as UConn played their first 2 weekends on the road in conference play. So was injured at Creighton, did not pitch the rest of the year, and UConn had not played a weekend home game prior to that. As we get a look at the defense behind Suchy, Cam Riggy will shift from catcher to the outfield, showing his versatility and athleticism. Wachters in center, Palomini in right. On the infield, usual suspects, Delana, Rispoli on the left side, Menzel and Marshall on the right, and Gabby Tirado gets his first start since last week. A 3-hit performance, including a homer against San Diego State.
34 errors in 27 games for a .965 fielding percentage for the UConn defense. Played relatively clean baseball yesterday defensively. Just 1 physical error, but made all the plays that they needed to earn a 3-1 win. Umpires today, Joe Cruz has the balls and strikes. Sean Cassidy's at first. Connor Hoagland is at third. Jorge Valdez steps in. The wind blowing from left to right. 35 degrees. Certainly the coldest ball game of the year here in Stores. Expect a little bit warmer tomorrow, perhaps into the 50s, but a cold one today for game 2 as Valdez takes a heater for strike 1 from Suchy. And we are underway. Valdez at .348 on the year. 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. True singles hitter with just 1 double this year. Down in the count 0-2 as Suchy pounds the zone and quickly gets ahead. Valdez went 1 for 4 yesterday. Suchy's ahead 0-2. On Valdez, the Canadian from Milton, Ontario. And he chops this one, a little bounder up the line that's going to kick foul. Grabbed by Tirado. Valdez hangs in there. Transfer from West Virginia. .436 on base percentage overall for the leadoff man. Yep. Xavier looking to even this series up, set up a rubber game tomorrow at noon. Sitting at 8-19, but as we went over yesterday, they had a tough non-conference schedule. 0-2's outside. They opened the season winners of 2 of 3 against East Carolina, taking on the likes of Louisville, Arkansas, Indiana, Cal Fullerton, Ohio State, Oregon State, and Oregon. And a non-conference win this week against Cincinnati. And another bounder foul by Valdez.
And similar to the Huskies when they were without Tyler Minnick, when you don't have Connor Mish in there, a all-conference middle-of-the-order bat, that really will set the offense back.
Another 1-2 from Suchy. High and tight.
Not only his bat, but he's very good defensively at first as well. So kind of shifts everything up, right? You think you have Mish at first and Townsend. You can fit him in the DH spot. You got to put guys in different spots.
2-2 is slapped to short. Rispoli's got it, and he throws out Valdez for the first out of the ball game. That brings up Clay Burdett, hitting .362, 3 homers, 6 doubles, 2 triples, slugging percentage of .638, on base percentage of .465. Been hit by a pitch 7 times. He finds his way on base. And he is a tough out, as yesterday's starter for UConn learned in the first at bat against Burdett when he went 14 pitches against Charlie West. West earned the strikeout.
And how about his defense? Diving catch against Wachter, then the leaping grab at the wall against Marshall.
He's a ball player, no doubt. Ball 1.
I think if in a pinch, if they really needed him to, I think you could put him out in center field. Crisp, obviously, we saw his range yesterday. But like you said, Burdett, just a ball player.
The count even at 1-1, and Burdett fouls it away. Hometown kid from Cincinnati, who transferred to Xavier from Ohio State.
Always interesting seeing the defensive lineman. It looks like shaded to the opposite field in the outfield, but to the pull side if it's hit on the ground.
1-2 is off the plate.
And that's because there's 3 infielders to the left side of second, and you've got Wachter in center field shifted towards right center.
The 2-2. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Suchy with a 4-pitch mix of fastball, cutter, changeup, and curveball. Gets that one with some good movement. That's the cut over the inside corner for strike 3.
Not a pitch that either team was getting yesterday. That ball on the inside corner to a right-handed bat. And Suchy able to throw that cut slider right there. First punch out of the day for Suk. So here's Jonathan Fitz.
.260 for the catcher, 1 home run and 10 runs batted in on the year. Down and in. These two teams met 5 times last year, with Xavier winning 2 of 3 in a home series in the regular season. 1-1. And they met twice in the Big East tournament. One, a come-from-behind win on day 1 of the tournament for Xavier, down in the 9th inning, and they won it in extras before UConn, in an elimination game against Xavier, bounced back to extend their tournament run. Creighton, the winners of the Big East Championship last year, 2-1 on Fitz. And Creighton's coming to town next for UConn next weekend.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of days, right? Get the ski mask on.
Parkas.
That is not because it is dicey weather-wise. That is definitely cold today.
Yeah, it feels like a beautiful winter day here in springtime.
Should be on the slopes.
Well, you know, there is a little bit of a hill of snow down the right field line still. The 2-2. Punched on the ground towards second. Menzel makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Cayden Suchy. After half an inning, Xavier goes in order, and UConn comes up against the senior Evan Vasilou. The Huskies get set for their first at-bats today. Rob Rispoli leads it off for UConn at shortstop. Cam Riggy in left field today, batting second. Tyler Minnick, their slugging DH, hits third. Jackson Marshall having a great first year at UConn after transferring from Southern New Hampshire. The cleanup man at first base. Chris Polomini, the leading hitter for UConn at .381 in right field, batting fifth. Evan Menzel bats sixth and is the second baseman. Nader Wachter hitting seventh in center field. Maddox Delana came up with a big RBI base hit yesterday, batting eighth at third. And Gabriel Tirado is the catcher, hitting ninth against the senior journeyman by way of UC Irvine, then Utah Tech, then UNLV, and now it's Xavier, Evan Vasilou.
Yeah, you look at his numbers. First time being east of the Mississippi. 26 appearances, 2 starts. He has a 4 even ERA, 18 innings, 19 hits. He's allowed 8 runs, all earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 11. His opponents are hitting .284 against the Southpaw.
The defense for Xavier, Jorge Valdez in left, J.D. Crispin center, Clay Burdett in right. Around the horn, it's Luke Hammond, Donovan Canterbury, Carter Christensen, and Tommy Townsend, with Jonathan Fitz behind the dish. Rispoli step in at .256 with a .437 on-base percentage. That's why he's the leadoff man. No homers, 10 runs batted in. And Vasilou's first pitch of the afternoon. Drops in for a strike. He has a high 80s fastball to go along with a changeup, slider, and cutter. Down and into Rispoli. .23 hits on the year for Rispoli, including 5 doubles and a triple. Strike 2 drops in. 1-2 from Vasilou, who's gone 5 innings in 2 consecutive starts. This is only his 3rd start, his 8th overall appearance. Very good against both Ohio State and Oregon his last 2 trips to the Hill. And he's got a strikeout of Rispoli on a changeup. 1 down against the first batter he faces today.
Good pitch here. Soft stuff, able to get him. First strikeout for the left-hander. Rispoli's had some struggles to start ball games. Now 4 for 20. He's got 4 walks and hit by pitch. Now 7 strikeouts when he opens the game.
Here's the freshman Cam Riggy in the outfield today. Versatile. He can catch, he can play outfield, he can play some corner infield, especially at first. Reigning Connecticut High School Gatorade Player of the Year, Wethersfield High School. And has had a great start to his college career. He lifts a fly ball out to center field for Crisp. Quickly 2 down.
And Randy, the previous Gatorade Player of the Year in the state, Connor Lane, we're getting some good news. His catching days are probably over, but he's throwing bullpens, and he might turn himself into a pitcher. There's been some good reports from Coach Mack and the guys that have caught him, seeing his stuff, and he's going to make the most of it, try and become a pitcher, which is just awesome news to hear. What a resilient kid.
If you know his story, you feel for the kid because, first of all, he's such a nice kid
Yes.
and a competitor. And you don't doubt that he will turn himself into a pitcher with that kind of resolve. The 1-0. And a bunt attempt by Minnick. He showed bunt on the first pitch, too. Minnick with 22 home runs last year, the number 3 hitter in the lineup, showing bunt on the first 2 pitches.
If you don't know Connor's story, he was fouled the ball off his right eye during a hitting session in between weekends early on in the season.
Fouled back. More of a traditional Minnick cut on that swing.
And unfortunately, just looks like he's never going to get full sight back in that eye. It's kind of foggy, murky. So obviously, as a catcher, you need your eyesight. There was a possibility, because he's a right-handed hitter, that your left eye is more dominant, but the pitching route, he was almost drafted as a pitcher out of high school.
Minnick strikes out swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Vassalou, who goes through the Huskies in order in the first. Second inning coming, no score between Xavier and UConn. Saturday starters with 1, 2, 3 innings to set the tone in the first on a cold day in Stores, but under blue skies and sunshine. As ELO plays, Mr. Blue Skies. That's sort of a nice little tune for today to make us feel a little bit better about the cold weather.
It doesn't feel horrible when you're in the sunshine. If any clouds come, though, that's when it's really going to feel frigid out there. It's going to feel cold regardless. We're spoiled. We're up here in the booth. I still wish we could open the windows.
I know you were going to go there with it because, we could always close the window. Although I know you're like me. You like to feel the elements and
Yes.
feel what the players are feeling, the umps.
The fans, what everybody's going through.
Peter Johnson steps in. 256, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in as Suchy starts him off speed for strike 1.
What do we got? Minnetonka, Minnesota for Peter Johnson.
Well done.
I'm sure I butchered that.
I don't think so. I think you got that. Way to show off your Midwest geography, Jonesy.
Don't tell me where it's located in the state, but
0-2 on Johnson. Tap to first. It hit the first base bag. It's a fair ball. Johnson didn't leave the box. I don't know if he thinks he thought it went off his foot.
Yeah, I think he thought it got a piece of him.
Not much of an argument, though. I mean, I think if it really did get him, he'd be pleading his case a little more. Marshall sticks with it. Tricky hop off the bag. As far as hops go off the base, that did play pretty true for Marshall. And there's 1 down. Luke Hammond goes after the first one and fouls it away. 216 with a home run and 7 runs batted in this year for Hammond.
Minnetonka, about 18-minute ride to Minneapolis, if you're wondering.
I was. Thank you for Google Mapsing that, Jonesy. 0-2 on Hammond. You know, 2 is another dribbler foul.
Dewey Johnson played hockey.
It's part of the culture, anything, right?
I'm going to say yes. His sister played ice hockey at Holy Cross.
Wow.
So it's in the family.
An opponent of
There we
UConn
go.
here in Hockey East. The 0-2. Strike three swinging on the curveball. He buries it for his second strikeout. 5 up, 5 down against Suchy for Xavier.
Yeah, it looks like the slider again here from Cayden. A steady dose of those first time through the order. 2 up, 2 down here to begin the second.
Left-handed hitting first baseman Tommy Townsend steps in at 194. 3 homers, 7 runs batted in. Just missed. Off the plate, maybe a little down to Townsend. Went 1 for 3 yesterday. That's a strike on the outside corner.
We know this guy's power. He has homered in this ballpark as a member of the Butler Bulldogs.
Strike 2. Same pitch. That looked like the cutter on back-to-back pitches, clipping the outside edge to get ahead 1-2 for Suchy. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning. He's got it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Suchy to end the second. 3 through the first 2. Still looking for our first base runner as we go to the bottom of the second. No score between the Musketeers and Huskies. Big East play this weekend between Xavier and UConn. The Huskies picked first in the preseason poll. Xavier picked third. UConn looking for another conference championship. The middle third of their lineup comes up. That's Jackson Marshall, standing 6'8". Big imposing presence. Getting ready to hit against the lefty Vasilou.
Got the rally going yesterday in that fourth inning with a double to left center field. Showed off the wheels scoring on that wild pitch. The wheels don't quite turn as fast as some other guys, but they're still there.
Well, you never know. Sometimes it will come off the padding hot to the catcher quick. But it didn't take the fortunate bounce for Xavier. Marshall able to score on that wild pitch yesterday. Up in the count, 1-0. 7 home runs and 20 runs batted in, leads the Huskies. He's hitting .336 in his first year after transferring from Southern New Hampshire.
Asked him pregame, I said, man, you really got down the line and able to score there. He goes, well, I'm faster than Paul Amini, who leads the Huskies in stolen bases. Their roommates on the road.
Marshall drives it to right field, and he can go into the trot. Oppo shot onto the berm for Jackson Marshall. Home run number 8 on the season, and UConn leads it 1-0 on the solo shot by Jackson Marshall.
105 miles per hour off the bat, 387 feet for the 8th home run of the year for Marshall. He's got so much power in the opposite field. Shows it off there. 1-0 Connecticut in the early going.
And it's a beautiful approach against a left-hander who throws a changeup and relies a lot on off speed to think opposite field and be able to connect. First ball swinging, Chris Palomini gives it a ride out to center field. Chris back, has the room on the track, and he makes the catch on a deep drive to straightaway center by Palomini. That brings up Evan Menzel, the second baseman. Vasilou looking to collect after giving up a home run and another deep drive to the warning track. Menzel jumps on one and shoots a drive to deep right. That's way back, and that one's gone. It gets out of here. The Huskies aggressive early in the count here in the second inning, and Menzel jumps on a first pitch and lines a home run just over the wall for his second of the year.
His first over the wall here at Elliott since he was a Maine Black Bear. Inside the park home run against New Haven for his first. There's his second on the inner half. Able to yank it over that right field fence.
Two solo shots for Connecticut off Vasilou here in the second. Gives the Huskies a 2-0 lead. Nader Wachter next up, 297 on the year. And he swings at a first pitch off-speed pitch, fouling it back. Wachter, the team leader with 23 runs scored this year. 3 homers, 19 runs batted in. Energy coming from the Connecticut dugout. A ground ball hit hard down the third baseline. Hammond with a backhand play, and he fires across for the out. 2 down. And that brings up Maddox Delana, the third baseman at 197 on the year. No homers, 12 runs batted in. Came through with a clutch RBI base hit yesterday.
Added to that 2-0 lead, RBI single on an 0-2 pitch. Able to line into right field.
He bounces the first pitch over to first. Townsend with a flip to Vasilou covering for the final out of the inning. Ukeboard on 2 solo shots, both to right field. Jackson, Marshall, Menzel, both homer in the bottom of the second. Marshall with his 8th. An oppo shot. Menzel jumping out of first pitch and shooting a home run of his own. 2-0 UConn as we go to the third. Evan Menzel with a home run. Part of a 2-home run inning for UConn. He followed Marshall's shot to right with one of his own, jumping out of first pitch from the lefty. UConn very aggressive against Vasilou in the second inning. Menzel connects for his second home run of the year. And as Jonesy mentioned, his first over the wall. He hit for the cycle earlier this year against New Haven, completing it with a weird inside the park home run. Off to left field. It kind of got wedged under the padding and left. The left fielder for UNH put his hand up, but the umpire said play on, and that's exactly what Menzel did, running around the bases to complete the cycle. This time a traditional home run. First pitch swinging, Canterbury lofts a fly ball to center field. Wachter puts it away. 1 pitch, 1 out for Cayden Suchy.
We were joking before the ball game today. No need for the pitch clock today. You're going to see a lot of, you would think, early count hacking with the cold temperatures. We've already seen a bunch of first pitch swings on both sides.
Here's Carter Christensen, second baseman and number 8 hitter in the lineup. Takes low and in. Wonder what the weather is in Cincinnati today. For the opener between the Reds and Red Sox, it was about 80 degrees.
I can get you that information. There's a thing called the interwebs.
The World Wide Web?
Yes.
The Reds and Red Sox play at 4 o'clock today. So you got fans on both sides here for UConn here in New England and Xavier from Cincinnati.
High temperature of 49 degrees and sunny.
Ooh.
That's a heat wave compared to what we have today in the mid-30s.
Christensen bounces a foul ball. That's always nice, though, when we get game here in Stores. I got about a 45-minute ride back. Throw the Sox and Reds on the radio. Cruise down 84. Nice way to spend a Saturday.
I'd like to take a nap after that late UConn basketball game last night. We had to be up early.
Very exciting times here in Stores. Christensen drives it out to right center, and it hangs up for Wachter. He records both outs here in the third. Classic last night between Michigan State and UConn. UConn building a 19-point lead. You knew the Spartans.
Yep, pushback was coming. Alex Carey enough adjectives to describe what he's done in his Connecticut career, that clutch 3. And then Terrace Reed, just awesome to see him hit those 2 clutch free throws. They'll play the Dukies tomorrow after us. Just because we're the 12 o'clock start. They decided, hey, we'll play at 5.
Even
we'll go
better.
out after Chris and Randy.
Yeah, well, it was originally scheduled for 1, wasn't it? And we moved that start time up coming into the weekend. It works out well. Duke and UConn tomorrow at 5. 2 Blue Bloods in the Elite 8. Of course, it's always special when it's Duke. That was when UConn won their first men's basketball championship against 1999. 2-0s in there to J.D. Crisp. Up to 260. Collected a hit yesterday. Was on base all 4 plate appearances yesterday. In the 9-hole, hit by a pitch and walked twice. Two-one misses down and in. 3-1.
From Texas, Billy O'Connor. It's a bunch of Midwest kids, but he'll sprinkle in. You got a Texan. You got, Josh Stonehouse is a California kid. They're able to recruit out of high school.
Crisp, an on-base machine in that 9-hole. He's on base again with a walk.
I'm really intrigued to see Stonehouse this series. Tough because he's a power left-hand hitting bat. So UConn, their starting rotation is 3 lefties, so it's tough. Probably see him off the bench when a righty comes in. He's got 7 home runs on the year, 16 batted in.
Swing and a miss by Jorge Valdez.
You know you got the athletic genes when your dad was a football player at USC and your mom was a soccer player at UCLA. That's pretty good.
Valdez offers a bunt. He takes back, and it's 0-2. After giving up his first base runner, Suchy's ahead 0-2 on Jorge Valdez, who grounded a shortstop his first time. The 0-2. Got him swinging. Strike 3. 4 punch-outs through 3 innings for Cayden Suchy. And he strands the first base runner of the ball game for the Musketeers. Bottom 3 coming. UConn with a 2-0 lead today in stores. 2-0 UConn on 2 in the second inning. One from Jackson Marshall, the other from Evan Menzel. And the Huskies get set to hit here in the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 for Connecticut. And catcher Gabby Tirado, followed by Rob Rispoli and Cam Riggy. Marshall with his 8th home run of the year, showing the opposite field power. Tirado from here in Connecticut, from Newington, the catcher today at 245, 1 homer, 12 runs batted in. He goes after the first one and lofts it to center field, easily playable for Crisp. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the UConn third. Pitchers are working fast. Everybody's aggressive early in the count. And this game is off to a
brisk.
It's brisk, all right. Both the pace and the weather.
It's actually a pretty good turnout with the cold conditions. Everybody's bundled up.
Rob Rispoli down in the count, 0-1 after striking out in the first. 1-1.
With these quick first pitch swings for both sides, it'll be interesting to see if these starters can get extended out with lower pitch counts. Save the bullpens for tomorrow.
UConn the first to get into the bullpen yesterday. It's always something you pay attention to in game 1 of a series.
Aaron went an inning and 2/3, Murphy an inning, Haft went a third of an inning. On UConn side, Myers an inning and 2/3, and then Shaw for 2/3 of an inning.
Shaw with those 2/3, clutch to strand the tying runs in scoring position in the 9th to earn his first save of the year.
I think some really nice stuff for Xavier, too, with those three guys, Aaron, Murphy, and Haft. Didn't give up any runs, so they kept the team in the ball game. They didn't use any of their higher leverage relievers, save them for the rest of the weekend.
Rispoli bounces it to short. Canterbury throws him out with a good stretch at first from Townsend. 2 down in the UConn third. Rispoli's 0 for 2. That brings up Cam Riggy, who flew to center his first time. You know, you never know how it's going to translate for a freshman off the high school success that we saw from Riggy, who squares the bunt and takes back. Riggy had the chance. I saw him all summer last year in New Britain in the Futures League. He very much looked comfortable amongst college baseball players weeks after playing high school baseball. And boy, does he look comfortable here at the college level in his rookie season. Down in the count 0-2. Coming in, hitting better than .360 with 4 homers.
Showing his versatility, caught yesterday, out in left field today. A guy that's got power but can also lay down a bunt.
He lays off speed and outside to run it to 1-2.
And again, we've talked about it in previous broadcasts, but he struggled in the fall. He had a hit early on and then hit for the rest of the fall. So this is a sport that's based off failure. He's been able to adapt from that.
He fights it off. He had a clutch hit this summer, a walk-off hit in the playoffs in the Futures League. Again, it's summer baseball.
Still counts.
Wood bat. But yeah, to see how he would perform in a pressure spot, I'm sure was...
It's still competition.
That's right. The 1-2. He's run it to 2-2.
I think that's where you can really see kind of the intangibles of players is in summer ball. Some guys are there, hey, I'll get my reps, and yeah, they have that sort of attitude. And then you have the gamers that are like, nope, this is just like another game, whether it's a regular season game in the spring or a fall ball game. The intensity is always there.
He hits this one hard to first. Townsend fields it and takes it to the bag. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Evan Vassalou. We head to the fourth. UConn leading 2-0 this afternoon from Elliott. And let's go to one of my favorite UConn alums for the play-by-play here in the fourth. My partner in the booth, Chris Jones.
That gets me every time. I love that tagline. Let's go.
Let's go. It's got an exclamation point in there, so
It's all caps. Oh, no, it's not all caps. That would even heighten it even more. Top of the fourth, 2-0 UConn. Middle game of this 3-game set. Start of conference play. This is the Big East, one of the last conferences to get going. So there's only 7 series, only 8 teams overall in the league. Everybody plays everybody once. You got an odd number of home to road series with 7 teams. UConn has 4 home series and 3 on the road. They'll flip next year. First pitch to Burdett is low.
Jonesy, it sort of benefits UConn the way the schedule is set up this year. The other top 4 teams in the Big East preseason poll, Creighton and St. John's along with Xavier, will all be played, those series, here in Stores at Elliott Ballpark.
For Xavier, their first 2 are on the road, here in Stores, and then Washington, D.C. against Georgetown. Home against Villanova, at Seton Hall. Home against St. John's. And then you've got a road series at Butler and home against Creighton. It's Burdett. Wave and a miss. Count moves to 1-2.
An uncomfortable wave and a miss, too. Suchy's got him fooled.
His first time looking on that slider on the inner half. 1-2 is shot in the air foul off to the right.
Tried to sneak a fastball by him there. Burdett able to fight it off. And the chase is on for the foul ball on the berm.
And again, I love how Billy O'Connor schedules. They have the bye week, the first week of May, along with UConn. Who do they schedule? The ACC favorites, Georgia Tech on the road for 3. A swing and a foul tip, strike 3. Second time Suchy's gotten Burdett. It's the 5th punch out for Cayden. And there's one away here to begin the 4th.
Burdett is toughing out as anybody in their lineup. 465 on base percentage, but Suchy has got him on K's. One looking, one swinging now.
So here's Fitz. First pitch. Breaker fouled off. And again, things haven't gone according to plan for either of these teams in terms of record-wise, but your goal, play well in conference play. You want to peak in, late April into May, going into that conference tournament the week before Memorial Day, and it's just a 4-team double elimination format. So you play, 4 good ball games, 4 or 5 good ball games. You're going to head to the NCAA tournament as the representative for the Big East. 0-1. Breaker in there for called strike 2. And what their schedule allows, if you play well early on in the year, then you give yourself a chance where, you put together a resume that if you falter in the Big East tournament, that you could get in as a potential at-large bid. 2-strike pitch. And on the ground is second. Menzel there. They'll toss to first, and there's 2 away.
Suchy mixing his pitches beautifully today. He gets that one in on the hands of Fitz. Second time he's been late and hit a weak ground ball to the second baseman. So 4-pitch mix for Suchy. The fastball, the cutter, the changeup, and the curveball all working today. And again, he quickly gets the first 2 outs of the inning.
First pitch to Johnson. He swings and pops one foul. The other thing for these Xavier guys, there is no environment they're going to go in and be spooked by. They have played at Arkansas. They have been at ECU. They have played in these ballparks. Oregon State. They have played with big-time crowds. So these are all things that are going to prep them for conference play. And even though they sit at 8-19, still over half the season left to go. Suchy misses outside. Today, after this game is completed, both teams will officially hit the halfway point, playing 28 games out of the 56-game regular season. Nobody on, 2 outs in the 4th. It's a fastball strike at 90. It's 1-2.
It's his ability to cut the fastball, mix in that changeup, kind of sit on the changeup and the curveball that allows him to sneak a fastball like that past the cleanup hitter in Johnson.
1-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did. Strike 3 as Cayden Suchy. Couple strikeouts and a scoreless 4th. Middle 4. 2-0 Huskies here from Stores. As you see Suchy get Johnson to finish out the 4th. Middle of 4 here from Elliott Ballpark. Get your jackets, your hats. Bundle up here as we work in the bottom of the 4th. Moving right along here in game 2 of this 3-game set. It'll be 3-4-5. Minnick, Marshall, Palomini. Middle of this UConn order. Against the left-hander Vasilou.
Vasilou's pitched pretty well, other than the 2 mistakes to Marshall and Menzel, which you can hardly blame him. The Menzel was a first-pitch swing. He was trying to get ahead and pump a fastball by him. Marshall really showed his plate coverage. They tried to come in on him, brought his hands inside the ball, and launched using his natural power out to right field. Pretty good piece of hitting on Marshall's part.
It's another swing and a miss for Minnick. Strikeout victim his first time. I think that's where it gets frustrating for Marshall when he pulls off pitches, when he tries to pull stuff, because he has so much power to the opposite field. 0-2, cut on and missed. Very reminiscent of the first at bat. Vassalou going with the off speed away. As here comes Marshall. Hit his 8th home run of the year, team leading 8th home run.
Stayed back on it. It leaks out over the middle part of the plate. He was trying to get it in. I honestly thought he got it in more, but when you look at that replay, it did leak out over the big part of the plate. And Marshall, with a terrific approach, sits back, sitting off speed, and is able to barrel it and lift it out.
Also his team leading 21st run batted in. 0-1, bounce on the ground left side. Hammond cuts it off, tosses over, and there's quickly 2 down here in the 4th. Again, always important to play clean defense, but on a day like today, you do not want to give up free bases. Both teams have played clean here early on. As Palomini, a long fly out to center his first go-around against Vassalou.
Trying to start something with 2 for a guy who is .505 in on-base percentage this year. Getting on base better than 1 out of every 2 plate appearances.
That was just pitch number 32 for Vassalou as he works here in the 4th. Been very efficient. 32 pitches, 22 strikes. 1-0, grounded foul past head coach Jim Penders. That third base coaching box.
They'd like a long at bat here for Palomini, about the pitch count being low. And Palomini's a good deep at bat, 16 walks against 14 strikeouts.
As he swings, pops one, right center field. Crisp coming on, dives, not going to be able to get it. As Palomini will have a 2-out single. A great effort there from J.D. Crisp. He had a long way to go and closed fast on it.
Well, give Evan Menzel a chance, who jumped on a first pitch and drove it over the right field wall. A line shot for his 2nd homer of the year. Palomini gives him a chance. The little bloop in front of Crisp. Crisp knew Burdette was backing him up, so he could afford to be aggressive and lay out. Really no chance to get it despite the good effort. So Menzel has a chance.
Palomini leading the Huskies with 12 stolen bases, including stealing 3rd yesterday. 12 of 16 overall, but it's going to be a tall task against Vassalou, a lefty, and Fitz, who's been excellent throwing out base stealers back behind the plate. As Menzel swings, lines it right to short, snared out of the air by Canterbury, and that will finish things off in the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. To the 5th we go, still 2-0 Connecticut here on ESPN+. Walking the concourse here at Elliott Ballpark. I gotta think those youngsters don't feel the cold, right? It's a different, when you're younger, you're out in this weather in shorts, playing hoops. They're just happy to be at a ball game here Saturday afternoon from Storrs, Connecticut.
A hot chocolate doesn't hurt.
No, this is where you can lobby the parents for, some extra things. Let's get the hot chocolate. I need to stay warm. Can I get a hot dog, popcorn, pretzel? So Luke Hammond will lead things off. The longtime Musketeer against Cayden Suchy in the 5th. First pitch, breaking ball, catching the outer half. Joe Cruz has showed if you're around the plate, he's going to give you the strikes today. It's been consistent on both sides. Longtime umpire as Hammond swings and fouls it off. He's got a good feel for the game. Wind slightly blowing towards the right. As Hammond grounds it foul. Stays alive here, 0-2.
2 sliders in this sequence. 1 backdoor to get strike 1. And the cut fastball. Backed it up with a slider. Might be a good time to bury a slider now. See if you can get it down and out of the zone.
Chopped on the ground. Diving stop by Delana behind the bag. Throw to first is picked, but not in time. Hammond beats it out. And a leadoff base runner for the Musketeers. Marshall wants the Huskies to look at it, but it looked like Hammond may have crossed that bag before. As we'll get another look.
Yeah, Marshall putting the hand to the ear saying, challenge this. And I wonder how much of that is emotional because this is the first hit for Xavier. But when you look at it on that replay, another good pick by Marshall. Terrific play by Maddox Delana over at third. Showing some range down the line. Getting up and getting that ball over to first as quick as he could. Marshall with a good stretch and pick. And that last replay showed that Marshall might be onto something.
A lot closer than initially thought. Maddox is playing a few steps off the line. Did a nice job going back behind the bag, then getting to his feet. Quick transition. Utilizing the turf.
Tell the boys all about it. See that play? Cut down. Felt it on my left leg.
So
Let's
here
see.
we go. Another look. When does it go in the glove?
You can sort of see, look between his hip and his right throwing hand that's placed on the ground. You can see the glove, and does he have the ball in it there? He's in the pick. Obviously, the batter runner's not on the base yet.
I mean, what a job. I mean, we talk about it. Marshall does an excellent job picking the baseball for a 6'8" guy to go down, stretch like that.
I just don't know if you're going to have the camera angle for the irrefutable evidence that you need.
Yes.
But, and you can't really piece them together.
Nope. I wonder if their screen is a little bit bigger, because if that home plate view is a little bit bigger, you might be able to see where the runner is. We'll take a look down the third base side.
He really does have great hands over there at first base, his ability to pick it.
I mean, how about the play in the ninth inning yesterday?
Yeah.
Xavier's rallying. He goes down and gets it. Gets the first out of the inning.
Diving stop to take a hit away on a diving play at first. Okay, this might show you. The foot's over the base. The ball's not in the glove. As soon as in the glove, but that foot.
I mean, tie goes to the runner.
That is
I
so
don't know.
close. You can see clearly the foot that is about to touch the green base is over the base and not in contact with it. But as you roll it one more millisecond when the ball gets in his glove, I think that foot is on the base, and it is a true tie, and the tie does go to the runner. There it is. That foot looks like
you're not
it's
going to know 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's why calling the field is important.
It looks like it might be on the base, and because the call is safe, that should be good enough.
I mean, if it's a toss-up, it should be calling the field, right? That's what you saw in real time. You could slow this down as slow as you want.
You can even see the shadow of his foot is over the base. So you know right here the foot's not on the base, but also the ball clearly not in the glove. By the time the ball's in the glove, the cleat of his left foot is probably on that green base. That is close, and it's getting a long look.
I'd love to see the percentages of if it goes a certain amount of time, what's the call stands or the call is overturned.
Win probability for a review.
I feel like more times than not over the years that we've done this, the longer it goes, the more it seems like it gets flipped. Here's another look.
Well, there the ball's in the glove.
But is the foot down? It's just impossible. It's almost like, can you pair up that first base camera with that one? Is that something that you're capable of? I'm not sure at this level. Maybe if you're at the headquarters of an ACC football weekend, you probably have them side by side. And at this point on a cold day, and here they come. Let's see what we got. Wow, they overturn it. They call him out. So they must have had something. Maybe they were able to pair up the angles. What a play on both ends at the corners for Delana and Marshall. That's about as close as it gets, Randy.
And, I thought maybe it was emotional on Marshall's part, but, nobody knows better. He knows when that ball's in his glove, and you sort of feel and listen. You hear for that thud of the foot making contact with the base. You feel it probably as the first baseman, and he was very adamant that they had something.
Swing and a miss. Townsend down in the count, 0-2.
We're talking by less than an inch, right?
Millimeters. 0-2. Hit on the ground, foul, first base side. Got to think you feel those vibrations even a little bit more on a cold day like today. As Hammond was stomping down on that green base. 2-strike pitch. Waved at, missed, strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Suchy. And there's 2 away here in the 5th.
Back to the breaking ball, lefty-lefty matchup. And the advantage certainly in the favor of Suchy with a good feel for his slider today. Dives down and out of the zone, and it's a wave and a miss for Townsend. Second time he's struck out in as many at-bats.
2 down for Canterbury. Crouch stance, right-handed batter's box. Chopped on the ground is short. Rispoli on a high hop, shuffles, throws, and a 1-2-3 fifth for Cayden Suchy after some nice defense. After a lengthy review from Delana and Marshall. Middle of 5, 2-0 Connecticut on ESPN+. 2-0 UConn. Don't let the looks deceive you. It's sunny out, but it is cold here late March in Storrs, Connecticut. Evan Vasilou back to the bump for Xavier. It's UConn, both their runs coming on solo shots in the second from Jackson Marshall and Evan Menzel. And here's Nader Wachter, UConn center fielder, to lead things off in the Husky half of the 5th. First pitch in their first strike. Wachter grounded to third, first go around against the left-hander. 0-1, shot up the middle, base hit into center. A leadoff single here for the Huskies to begin the 5th. See what the Huskies opt to do here with the leadoff man on. It is technically the second time the leadoff man has been on. Marshall's home run led off the second. It's pitch. Delana squares, pulls back. Ball 1. 2 solo shots. The only traffic for Vasilou to go out of the stretch was last inning Palomini, a 2-out single. So second time out of the stretch. Let's pick off, throw to first. Delana squaring. Maddox not squaring on the 1-0. Take for called strike. Hammond in at third. Townsend holds on the runner at first. It's another pickoff throw to first. Huskies 2 runs on 4 hits as they bat here in the 5th. And another pickoff throw. Vasilou trying to keep Nader close. Wachter on the year. 0 for 1. A little surprising. He's an athletic guy that can run. Haven't had the situations to put him in motion. Maddox squares, pulls back, takes high. 2-1. Vasilou has been so efficient. This is his 5th inning of work. He's at 37 pitches entering this at-bat, so he's at 40. Maddox squares, pickoff throw though. Walked her back standing. Hammond way in at third. Getting ready for an expected bunt. Another pickoff throw. Pretty back into the runner. Townsend applying the tag. Have not seen a ton of traffic on the bases on either side here in the first half of this ball game. You expect low scoring on a cold day like today. UConn a pair of solo homers, the only scoring thus far. Delana squares, takes high, 3-1. So after all those pickoff throws, Vasilou now for one of the first times today has fallen behind the count. This might be his first 3-ball count of the day. Delana squares, takes outside, ball 4. First freebie issued by Vasilou. And now, with Gabby Tirado coming to the plate, you'd expect another potential bunt situation with the top of the order looming. Walked her at second, Maddox at first. Corners are in. Gabby squares early. Lays it down third base side. Hammond's going to let it roll, and it'll spin foul. Nice heads-up play there from the third baseman for the Musketeers, Luke Hammond. Recognizing that ball was headed foul. Watch it again. Corners are in. Shortstop Canterbury behind the runner at second. Tirado squares early. Takes for called strike 2. See if they keep the bunt on here with 2 strikes. Or if they'll ask Tirado to swing away. 2 on, nobody out. Best threat of the day for UConn with runners on base. 0-2. Chopper foul along that third base line. Especially on a day like today. Small ball so important. Trying to capitalize on your opportunities. Vasilou trying to sniff it out. Pitch, rolled on the ground, past the dive of Townsend and down the right field line. Wachter will score. They're going to try and send Delana from third. The throw to the plate will not be in time as they'll go to third. That will be in time to get Tirado. It's a 2-run double for Gabby, and it's 4-0 Huskies here in the 5th. Just underneath the glove of Townsend. And Delana showing off his speed, scoring all the way from first. A good cut there to see that there was going to be no play at the plate. They go to third to get Tirado. And his first pitch to Rispoli outside for ball 1. For Townsend, it was tough because it was 2 strikes, but he was thinking, hey, maybe there'd be a bunt attempt here as it's fouled off. 1-1 to Rispoli. Kind of caught in no man's land. Tried to get it on the backhand, but snuck underneath. And it's 4-0 Connecticut. It's Rispoli, a base hit into center field. Robbie's first hit of the day. And some more traffic on the bases here in the 5th.
Left fielder, Cam Riggy.
A little bit of stirring, but nobody throwing in the Xavier bullpen. First pitch, knocked down by Fitz. Been a wall back there during this series. Take a look at the bullpen, getting stretched out. Owen Poole is who you saw out there. How about the job for Gabby Tirado? Doesn't get the bunt down, but then drives in both. As he picks up his 5th double of the year, RBIs 13 and 14. Pitch hit off the end of the bat. Center field. Base hit for Riggy. Rispoli's going to try for third. Now he'll stop. Throw to second. Will be late. A good play there from Crisp. Nearly caught Robbie off the second base bag. It's back-to-back singles for the Huskies. And it's 2 on with 1 out for Tyler Minnick. And a visit to the mound here for Ethan Landon, pitching coach for Xavier in his first season with the Musketeers. Couple 2-run innings for UConn thus far. Cayden Suchy, 5 scoreless for UConn. It was a pair of solo homers. Jackson Marshall, Evan Menzel in the 2nd. And here in the 5th, a 2-run double for Gabby Tirado. As the Huskies still threatening 1st and 2nd with the middle of their order coming up 3rd time through against Vassalou. Vassilou's been so efficient. Was shy of 40 pitches entering this 5th inning. Conference on the mound over. Minnick has struck out swinging both times against Vassalou. First pitch. Golfed in the air, shallow right. Burdette, shading the sun, underneath, makes the catch. And there's 2 away. Burdette's got a rocket out there in right field, and shallow fly ball. Don't even think about testing the arm.
First baseman, Jackson Marshall.
Here's Marshall, homered his first time. Pitch, low, ball 1. Poole has started to throw now in that Xavier pen. 2 on, 2 outs. 1-0. Round to 3rd. Hammond has it, steps on the bag. And that'll limit the damage here in the 5th. Gabby Tirado, after he was asked to bunt, 2 strikes, swings away. A double down the right field line. It's 4-0 Connecticut, headed to the 6th here from Stores on ESPN+. Back here for the 6th. Get a look at the preseason All Big East teams. Saw Peach yesterday. Again, we've mentioned, unfortunately, Connor Mish has been out with that head injury. So he's been out for the whole season thus far for Xavier. On the Husky side, Rispoli, Minnick, Finn. You know the talent of Clay Burdette. He has showed it off with the bat and the glove. It's Cayden Suchy back out for the 6th. UConn has doubled their lead. It's 4-0 here in the middle stages of this one.
Vibes are high. UConn feeling really good after their win yesterday and playing clean baseball today, rallying for 2 more, stringing it together in the bottom of the 5th after the 2 solo shots in the 2nd.
How about the Gabby Tirado at bat? Asked to bunt, don't get it down, and then you rope a 2-run double down the right field line. That's how you pick yourself up.
That's it.
So it'll be 8-9-1. Christensen, Crisp, Valdez. His first pitch strike dealt in by Suchy. A change up there to start it off. 81 on the gun. Oh, 1 back foot breaking ball. 1-1. You went outside for a little bit. How's it feel?
It's colder than it is in here.
1-1. Fouled straight back. Christensen right on that fastball at 89.
Full disclosure here, I had to be a good uncle in the bottom of the 5th. My nephew is here, accepted
You're recruiting.
to UConn. I'm recruiting.
You're getting the recruiting pitch.
Making his visit to UConn for the School of Engineering, and he's loved his visit. So Uncle Randy might maybe get my nephew here next year to the University of Connecticut.
1-2 breaker hangs up. I mean, it's incredible how much this place continues to grow. You got new dorms going up. They've got the Mansfield Apartments, which is going to be an undergraduate village that they're going to be a couple of years. Gample's getting renovations. Chopped on the ground, foul. And it's everywhere. All the places that we're fortunate enough to travel to, you're looking across all these campuses. There's construction everywhere. Seems like universities are thriving, upping the enrollment.
Well, the other thing here about UConn is the academic profile just gets stronger and stronger through the years.
2-2. Popped in the air, foul and out of play. Yeah, my degree looks better and better, even if it wasn't quite the case when we were coming out of high school.
Well, and it's a great example of how athletics can fund and improve the academic profile. The best professors, the best resources into making these academic programs so strong.
Line to center, Nader coming on. It hangs up for out number 1. I mean, UConn Health is such a big part of this university as well. As we get a look at Cayden Suchy today. Getting his 7 strikeouts thus far as he works here in the 6th. Utilizing different pitches. That full repertoire. So here's J.D. Crisp. Takes high, ball 1.
J.D. Crisp has been an impossible out. The only base runner today with a walk. On base all 4 plate appearances yesterday.
1-0. Fastball strike. Actually, might have been the cutter. 86 miles per hour on that pitch.
He's spotting that cutter on both corners, too. That time, getting a little ride to it over the outer edge.
1-1 breaker. Hit on the ground is short. Rispoli there, gathers, tosses across, and there's 2 away.
They finally get Crisp out. Comes off the bat heavy. Sounded like a bowling ball coming off the bat instead of a baseball. 2 more quick outs for Cayden Suchy.
Back to the top, 3rd time through. You can see on the screen, 71 pitches for Suchy as he works here in the 6th. Both guys have been efficient. First pitch fastball, missing high as Valdez squared. This has got to be nothing for Valdez, a Canadian. This is nothing.
It's a blustery day. Get a little Tim Hortons in you and go to work.
1-0. Chopped on the ground, foul. First base side.
Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic made some noise this year.
What a great event. It was fun to watch. Talk about college baseball. It's never been more support, ratings, attention. MLB. Parks are getting filled. Tons of great ratings across platforms. This pitch is grounded foul. So many people tuned into that Dodgers Blue Jays World Series.
Of course, probably the most famous UConn baseball alum, George Springer, kind of became a Canadian folk hero this past October.
1-2. Valdez lays off. 2-2.
Some great players from Canada through the years. Matt Stairs, probably the best pitcher. Justin Morneau, of course. Minnesota Twins.
There's a couple cities now that George isn't going to have to buy a meal in. Houston and Toronto. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Cayden Suchy is 8th strikeout. And he is through 6 shutout. Another shutdown frame for Suchy. Middle of 6. 4-0 Connecticut on a lovely day here in Stores on ESPN+. Cruising right along here on a Saturday afternoon. Bottom of the 6th here on ESPN+. Chris Jones, Randy Brochu with you. Thanks for joining us here on a Saturday afternoon. Vasilou back out for his 6th inning of work. Again, for the 2nd straight day, starters working deep into the ball game. It's going to be deep bullpens if it stays like this going into tomorrow. It's Chris Palomini lead things off for the Huskies. Huskies 4 guys from Staten Island on this roster. Palomini one of them. There was a game this year that all 4 were in the starting lineup. It's foul tip in the mitt. Strike 1. Coach Penders always jokes, we've hit the quota. We don't need any more. 4 is good.
UConn like Wu-Tang. Got a lot of representation from Staten Island.
It's pitch wide, ball 1. It's an interesting year. You got 4 from Staten Island, no Massachusetts guys, no New Jersey guys. Very rare to see that for Connecticut Ball Club. Palomini takes called strike 2. Nobody on, nobody out. 4-0 Huskies in the 6th. Pitch lined into left, a base hit for Palomini. Another base hit for him. Multi-hit game for Palomini here in the 6th.
Leadoff man on for the 3rd time today for Connecticut. One of those was a solo home run by Marshall, but Wachter led it off with a single last inning and led to a 2-run 5th. Palomini on 2 for 3 today. Another 2-hit day after going 2 for 4 yesterday.
Pickoff throw to first, close. Tag applied by Townsend. Both times previously, UConn's gotten the leadoff man on. They've scored. Of course, one of those was a solo shot for Jackson Marshall. As Menzel trying to lay a bunt down. He is also homered in this game. Down in the count here, 0-1.
2 really good swings from Menzel. He roped a line drive at the shortstop. Canterbury had to stick with a screaming line drive right at his head.
Another pickoff throw. 4 runs on 8 hits for Connecticut today. Kind of all of a sudden, kind of came on quickly.
4 hits last inning.
Menzel squares. They'll wait. Pickoff throw to first. This is really the only time where Vasilou has slowed the game down. When runners have gotten on, he's done a good job of holding on base runners. He's been working at a rapid rate with nobody on base. Both guys have. As that catches the outside corner. Called strike 2 on Menzel.
After sort of lulling Menzel to sleep with a few throws over to first, Jim Pender's putting the bunt sign on for Menzel, and then he's able to sneak a fastball over the outside corner.
Menzel swings, hits a blooper to right. Burdette coming on, not going to be able to get there. And just like that, first and second with nobody out. The Huskies are 2 for 2 today when they can't get the bunt down. Just keep putting it on.
Yeah, not exactly how they're drawing it up, but good plate coverage here by Menzel on a breaking ball. He shortens up, he goes down to get it, and just dunks it in front of Burdette. Back-to-back hits now for Connecticut, 9 for the ball game.
See what they asked Nader to do here. Singled his last time. First pitch. Breaker, a beauty at the knees. 0-1.
You would think if they were bunting Menzel, they might think about it with Wachter. Now with first and second and nobody out, but Delana, a left-handed hitter on deck, so Wachter looking like he's swinging away here early in the count.
Spin and throw to second. Not only to check the runner, but the pitch clock was winding down, so that will reset that. 20 seconds.
I think the other thing, too, to see if maybe UConn would have put the bunt on once Wachter saw a strike go by. Didn't look like he was indicating a bunt on that pickoff play.
0-1. Just low. I apologize if you mentioned already. Palomini's been on twice today. He's now got a team best 21-game reach base streak. Marshall right behind him. He's got a 17-game reach base streak as those guys have reached today. There's one step off you're allowed per batter. Vasilou uses it there. Prior to this 1-1 offering, back-to-back singles, Palomini and Menzel to start the Husky half of the 6th. 4-0 UConn here in Game 2 of this 3-game set. 1-1 downstairs, 2-1. Huskies, this is third time through the order, so you've seen what Vasilou does out there, what adjustments they've made to this point. First, and they're going to get him. What a call there. Townsend, Vasilou picks him off, caught him napping, and a huge out number 1 for the left-hander.
Well, that is well executed by Xavier. Just perfect. Townsend sneaking in, the lefty with the deceptive move. And, you know, Menzel is a good ball player. That's something you don't expect from him, but you have to tip your cap to the execution of Xavier.
Base hit into left field for Wachter. They're going to send Palomini from third. Throw to the plate will be cut off. It's a run-scoring single for Nader, and UConn makes it a 5-0 lead here in the 6th.
This team really coming together this weekend. That's Wachter sort of picking up his teammate Menzel one pitch after he's picked off, delivering the base hit. No hesitation on the send sign. Palomini does not draw a throw. It's cut off. The throw comes into the cutoff man, the third baseman. Well read by Wachter. He realized he could get himself in a scoring position there. There's really good baseball shown all the way around. Base running, situational hitting, the defense, and, of course, the pitching for UConn this weekend.
First pitch popped up. Left side, Hammond says he has it, and he does. 2 away. Okay, I think you nailed it, Randy. After a negative, immediate positive to kind of wipe that away. And not that it will be an afterthought, but feel a whole lot better cashing in a run. As Tirado, he cashed in 2 his last time. He digs in with a runner at second and 2 down. First pitch. Tirado fouls it off. Nader held on by the shortstop out at second.
Suchy trying to stay loose on this cold day.
Pitched low, 1-1. One and one the count. Runner at second, 2 down. Pitch fouled off. 1-2. Vasilou, long look back at second. Deals. Ground ball hit to second. Christensen, toss on to first, and that'll limit the damage here for the Huskies in the 6th. To the 7th we go. Randy Brochu take you through the rest of this one when we come back to Stores. Nader Wachter has made it 5-0 Connecticut here in the middle game of this 3-game set on ESPN+.
Top of the 7th this afternoon from Elliott Ballpark, where the fans who have come out in support of the home team have watched the Huskies play really good baseball this afternoon. Behind Cayden Suchy, who's back on the hill for the 7th. 8 strikeouts so far for Cayden, and just 1 walk. He faces 2, 3, and 4 for Xavier, Burdette, Fitz, and Johnson. With UConn up 5-0, stringing hits together through the 5th and 6th inning, up to 10 hits for the ball game for UConn. Burdette has struck out twice. For Burdette, UConn will overshift the infield to the left.
Talked about UConn's struggles with runners in scoring position over the course of the last week. 2 for 6 today. So they've cashed in at 333. They're 4 for 9 with runners on base, hitting 444.
First pitch from Suchy over the outside corner with a slider. And he's ahead 0-1. The 0-1. Tied him up again with a breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Spotting the slider outside and inside. Quickly ahead 0-2 on Clay Burdette. The 0-2. Driven out to center field. Wachter cruises into right center and makes the catch. 1 down in the Xavier 7th. Jonathan Fitz steps in with 1 out. He's grounded out to second twice.
Ballpark opened in 2021. I can't remember a weekend where the ball has not carried like it has the first 2 days of this weekend.
And it helps when you have a man on the mound who's pounding the zone. Suchy's ahead again, 0-1.
Starting pitchers on both sides have been really good here in these first 2 games of the series.
Strike 2 clips the inside corner, top of the zone. 0-2. Suchy is filling up the zone, but he's hitting his spots, both edges of the plate. The 0-2. Pop foul off to the right. Fitz hangs alive.
All by himself out there. No competition.
Just stacking foul balls up on the berm. The 0-2 again. Punch towards the middle. Base hit center field. 0-2 pitch has the first hit of the day for Xavier. They thought they had their first hit when Hammond back in the 5th inning was originally ruled safe. UConn reviewed it. It was a bang-bang play. It took a hit off the board. But Fitz on an 0-2 pitch punches a single to center for the first hit today against Suchy. He went 6 1/3 hitless.
What a great two-strike swing there from Fitz. You love to see that. You don't need to take the big hack. Just find a way to put bat on ball. Doesn't have to look pretty. The result is, and it's a 1-out single here in the 7th.
And you weren't going to hear it from me first. I'm a traditionalist.
I honestly didn't even recognize it until last half inning when I looked up to go 5 runs on 10 hits. And I traditionally will do both sides. But then I looked up and said, whoa, I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
Because you know that as we try to deliver the information to you, the 0-2 pitch popped up on the infield. Marshall makes the catch. You know that if we mentioned it, someone out there would have said, I can't believe you mentioned it. You know you're not supposed to mention it. It's your fault.
But
you jinxed it.
You are such a pro. Which point in the game does it become pertinent for the audience? Since, unless they're online looking at the live stats, when does it become pertinent that you start to throw in the, Suchy's gone 7 1/3, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 Ks? When does that come into play?
Here's a little lob towards second base on one hop. Easily playable for Menzel. He makes the play and steps on second for the force play that ends the inning. Now we won't have to worry about it now. Xavier has their first hit. It comes in the 7th inning on a single for Fitz. Suchy through 7 shutout, 1-hit innings. Time to stretch in Stores. UConn with a lead 5-0 over Xavier. New pitcher for Xavier, Owen Poole, replaces Evan Vassalou, the right-hander, onto the hill with his 12th appearance of the season.
Look at Poole so far this year. 11 appearances, 0-4, with a 10.13 earned run average. He does have 2 saves, 13 1/3, 13 hits, 16 runs with 15 of those earned. The big number, 11 walks to 14 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .245 against him.
He'll face the top of the UConn lineup, Rispoli, Riggi, and Minnick. UConn leading 5-0. 2-0 lead in the second on solo home runs by Jack Menzel. Gabby Tirado delivered a 2-run double in the 5th. And Nader Wachter made it 5-0 with a run-scoring single in the 6th. Poole from Newark, Ohio, a transfer from Bowling Green. Last year appearing in 20 games for the Bowling Green Falcons, all in relief, 34 innings of work, had a couple of saves and a 4-3 record. 41 strikeouts last year for Bowling Green. Spent 2 years there. Last worked against Wofford last weekend. In 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 earned his last time out. Before that, he appeared in the Ohio State game, a loss. 2 2/3, gave up 4 earned runs there. Actually tagged with a loss his last 2 times out.
Can I give you a little bit of trivia?
I love a little bit of trivia.
All right, so you just mentioned the Bowling Green Falcons. So you got Bowling Green, Ohio, right?
Right.
Where is there another Bowling Green that there's a Division I college located? It is in a bordering state.
Kentucky?
Yes. Now you got to run through the schools and see which school it is. Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, it's in the town of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yes.
And
correct,
it's a Division
sorry.
I school.
Yes. They have one of the best mascots.
Ooh,
I'll let you mull that one over.
I'm mulling. 2-0 on Rispoli. 3-0.
It's not on a mountain. It would be on a...
Hill?
Yep. That is part of the mascot name.
What are they, like the Hilltoppers or
Yep.
something? Okay. Still, I appreciate all the help that you're giving me to really lead me to this.
Now it's a directional part of the state.
North Kentucky.
No.
South Kentucky.
No, you got
Eastern Kentucky.
No. it's
Western Kentucky.
Oh man.
So am I invited out to trivia this week or no? Did I just
Sorry, we have a full squad.
I'm on the JV.
Yikes.
I'm on the JV trivia team for the Fightin' Jonesies.
You got 4 choices. Which one? Oh, the last one I list off.
Middle Kentucky.
Sorry, folks.
Cam Riggy's 1 for 3 today. And he hits a fly ball to center field. Crisp. Shades his eyes from the sun and makes the catch. Rispoli retreats to first.
I even got text messages faster than you naming the school. Good stuff. Thanks, Zip. Pete Zippel, former UConn Husky.
First pitch to Minnick. Eventually. Pitch clock down to 5 and a pickoff play to first. Rispoli's back. 6 out of 7 in stealing bases this year. Only secondary lead at first base. And he gets back. He almost belly flopped on the base.
Depth perception-wise, he didn't realize how close he was to first base.
Minnick takes a ball. Now, Minnick hit 22 home runs last year, but a good all-around hitter. You got a 1-0 count with a guy who can move. You got a 5-0 lead. Maybe a little hit-and-run count with 1 out. Minnick swings. Base hit into center field. Rispoli taps the brakes at second. Minnick with a ground ball single into center field for the 11th hit today for UConn. And the Huskies have something brewing again. 2 on, 1 out. Jackson Marshall coming up.
Right back through the box for Ty. Had a couple strikeouts against Vasilou. Also ground out. Or excuse me, a fly out to right. Now 2 on here ahead of Jackson Marshall, who is homered in this one.
We're going to break the game open with UConn leading 5-0 here in the 7th. 2 on and 1 out. Ball 1 is in the turf and bounces to the backstop. Both runners advance. Rispoli to third, Minnick to second. Wild pitch. And they're 2 in scoring position and a 1-0 count for Marshall.
And again, this is the game within the game. Game within the series as you see the wild pitch runners moving up. If UConn can tack on here, even more incentive for Suchy, who's been throwing the ball so well. Try and stay out there, save the bullpen for tomorrow. If you have to go to the bullpen, don't have to go to one of the high leverage arms.
The infield in. And another one to the backstop. Here comes Rispoli, and it's 6-0 UConn. Back-to-back wild ones. Minnick moves to third. The infield will stay in, and it's 6-0 Connecticut.
Yeah, just yanked it outside. Nothing Fitz could really do about it. Had to reach all the way back in the left-handed batter's box. Second run UConn has scored on a wild pitch this series.
Big swing and a miss. 2-1. With the infield in against Marshall, you are close to a guy who sees the ball really jump off his bat. Ball 3.
I got to mention my guy, Del Parkinson, another former Husky, says Zip gets a mention.
Get him in. 3-1. Fouled straight back. Am I getting killed on the text chain?
No. They're too kind.
They are.
They are too kind.
Thank you.
There's other categories that you could.
I was really, multiple choice tests were never a strength.
The Scantrons.
3-2. Ripped up the middle for a base hit. And look out, it sent Poole ducking on a screaming line drive in the center for Marshall. An RBI single, and it's 7-0 Huskies. Second hit of the day for Marshall, and his second run batted in.
Second time 5 off the bat. This one, a lower trajectory. Right back up the middle. Smoked. Poole able to get out of the way. Huskies have cashed in this inning. Have had 3 2-run innings today.
Keeping the line moving. Up to 12 hits in the ball game.
Again, this is something they have not done well this season, is creating more breathing room, giving yourself an easier time to collect those final outs of the ball game.
Polamini with 2 of those hits. 4 hits here in the series. 2 for 3 today. Foul ball at home plate. Polamini came in hitting .381 to lead the UConn roster, and that average climbing. The on-base percentage, .505 coming into today. On base 2 times in 3 plate appearances. That also rises. The 1-1. Ball 2. He jumps on it and launches it deep down the left field line, but foul. Home run distance, but pulled it. Just a hair early on the swing.
Fifth multi-RBI game for Marshall. He's tied at the top with Wachter and Menzel.
He chases a slider, 2-2. He struck him out. Scoreboard was off. I had a feeling
You
that
gotta trust your gut.
Yeah.
You gotta trust your scorebook.
Yep. Strikeout of Polamini. And that brings up Evan Menzel. Also a nice day today with a solo home run in the second. Put a good swing on it in the fourth, a line drive to the shortstop. And then delivered an RBI single his last time up. Inside. 2-0 on Menzel. He really caught the eye of the coaching staff as an opponent last year. He drives that one to right center field. Burdette makes the catch, and Menzel is retired for the final out of the ball game. Another good day for Jackson Marshall. 2 hits, including a solo shot in the second, and this bullet of an RBI single into center field. 2 more runs on the board for the Huskies, so we head to the 8th. UConn up 7-0. Breezy day for UConn. They're up 7-0, out hitting Xavier 12-1. Cayden Suchy's back out there for the 8th inning.
Look at Suchy so far today. He's had full command of his pitches. 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Every passing out here for Suchy will be a new season high, career high. Went 7 innings against UNC Wilmington back on February 28th.
He's been brilliant here in his first ever start at this ballpark, his home ballpark in Stores. Outside, ball one.
Looks like Tanner Thomas is pinch hitting for Townsend. Saw him getting at bat and come in and play third base yesterday.
Thomas takes ball two. Townsend went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. They love alliteration in this sixth spot. Tanner Thomas hitting for Tommy Townsend. 2-0. Strike.
A couple Virginia guys going at it. Suchy from Sterling, Virginia. Tanner Thomas from Lynchburg, Virginia.
And perhaps my nephew committing to UConn from Springfield, Virginia. Big day today here in Stores. 3-1.
It's known as the Commonwealth, right?
It is.
Actually, I don't trust you after the trivia.
that I do know.
Second.
You got the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Commonwealth of Virginia. That one I got. Still trying to work my way onto your trivia team. Strike two on the inside corner. 3-2.
Seems like he's like the slider to right-handed batters with 2 strikes. What's he go to here?
How about good old number one? On the inside corner with a fastball for strike 3.
Just painting that inside corner. Suchy going to that 88-mile-an-hour heater. Yesterday, that's probably ball 4. Today, that has consistently been a strike for Joe Cruz.
Nine strikeouts for Cayden Suchy. Just 1 hit allowed. Pitching here into the 8th inning. And a swing and a miss by Donovan Canterbury on the breaking ball. Makes it 0-1. A tapper to third. Delana fires across. 2 outs.
We've talked about the struggles for UConn this year, but one that's been a strength is the weekend starting rotation. In terms of, all these guys have had hiccups at times, but West, Suchy, Pudvar, you could even throw Charlie Hale into that category. He's made some big time. That's a really good rotation to build off of here in conference play. If you're on the Xavier side, you got to feel pretty good about Peach and Vasilou to get things going this weekend.
Strike 1 to Carter Christensen. Yeah, it is a fresh slate this weekend as Big East play begins for the Musketeers and the Huskies. UConn up big here with a chance to win a series, set themselves up to go for a sweep tomorrow afternoon at 12.
Even if Xavier doesn't come back in this game, they're going to punch back tomorrow. In this series history since UConn rejoined the league in 2021, neither team has swept the other. So it's always been tightly contested series.
Check swing. He held up. Joe Cruz asks Sean Cassidy. He says no swing. 2-1. Christensen has flown to center twice.
Should be a bit warmer tomorrow. Not much, but a little bit more comfortable.
Line foul off to the right. Off by the snow. That reminds us that Old Man Winter is trying to hang on. A couple weeks now, or at least a week into officially the spring calendar.
Feels like 20 degrees right now. Says it's 35, feels like 20. Tomorrow's supposed to be 46 of a high.
The 2-2 fouled off.
Both teams do have those heaters in the dugout. They will give you a reprieve from the cold. But both sides right on that top step.
Cayden Suchy looking for a 1-2-3 eighth. He got him. Strikeout number 10 for Cayden Suchy. Brilliant today through 8 shutout, 1-hit innings. Cayden Suchy's been terrific on this Saturday afternoon. Bottom of the 8th coming, 7-0 UConn. Teen is the new pitcher. Sophomore right-hander from Verona, Wisconsin takes over for Owen Poole, with UConn leading 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th.
Not only is Deteen into the game, but Tanner Thomas will stay in at get you the numbers for Deteen, who's been the weekend rotation. 7 appearances, 5 starts, 0-5 with a 12.67 earned run average. 16 1/3, 30 hits, 26 runs with 23 of those earned. He's walked 13, struck out 8. Opponents are hitting 400 against him, as 11 of those 30 hits have been extra base hits.
He'll face Walker, Delana, and Torado here in the bottom of the 8th. In the UConn dugout, Cayden Suchy through 8 innings. Looks like there's a chance he might come out in the 9th inning to go for the complete game. There's some stirring out in the Matt Barnes bullpen, but nobody throwing yet. Brilliant pitching today from Cayden Suchy through 8 shutout innings, just 1 hit allowed. Came on an 0-2 pitch. Jonathan Fitz went down and got an 0-2 pitch. It was actually a pretty good pitch from Suchy, just better hitting by Fitz for their only hit today. Nader Walker takes a strike. They nearly had their first hit in the 5th inning, but a great play by Maddox Delana, diving on a ground ball by Hammond down the line. Got a throw over to first base that was picked by Marshall. Originally ruled safe on the field, but overturned with a review. And it took until 1 out in the 7th before Fitz put them officially in the hit column. UConn out hitting Xavier 12-1 today. 2 of those 12 UConn hits coming from Walker. Another productive day for the team leader in runs scored. He singled leading off the 5th and came home with his 24th run this year. And he singled in the 6th for his 20th RBI. He's been a real run producer. He lifts this foul and out of play.
You can see Nader is wearing the yellow shoelaces. UConn, the go for the goal. Awareness for pediatric cancer. A bunch of the guys wearing those yellow shoelaces for today's game.
The 2-2. Driven out to right. That one carrying to the wall and gone. Nader Walker goes deep. His 3rd hit of the day is UConn's 3rd home run of the day. A solo shot for his 4th blast of the year. And it's 8-0 Huskies.
3 of his 4 home runs have come that way to the opposite field. Get another look. Out over the plate. Deposit onto the berm out in right.
It's all coming together for Connecticut today. The pitching, the defense, stringing hits together, and also the power with 3 solo home runs.
Especially on a day you didn't think the ball would be leaving the yard for either side with the cold playing conditions.
Maddox Delana with a count of 1-1 now. Delana walked and scored in the 5th. 0 for 2 today. One is lofted down the left field line, twisting into foul territory near the reach of Valdez. So what do you think? Suchy at an even 100 pitches with 10 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed, 1 walk. No runs. There is activity now in the UConn bullpen.
You got Joe Tallarico getting loose. All right, we had some trivia early. Do you want to take a gander as to when the last UConn 9-inning complete game was? We could stick to just a year. I won't challenge you. If you get the year, maybe I'll try and ask you which pitcher it was.
Has it been a while?
No.
Recent.
Yeah, if it hasn't been a while, it's been recent.
Again, this multiple choice thing.
It wasn't last year, but it's been recently.
Ian Cook?
It was not Ian Cook. He did pitch with Ian Cook. It was not here at home. It was on the road.
3-2 on Delana, and he rips it down the right field line. Foul ball just outside the chalk.
This guy's not a name that pops in your head, but he was a big-time postseason performer for UConn. He's a right-hander. Did not start his career as a Husky. Not a guy that would overpower you. All right, so do you want to at least guess a year? No, okay.
No, I don't. This isn't going well for me today. Delana's on board.
What do we got? Hit by pitch there, or what? Would have been ball 4.
Just give it to me.
Okay.
I know you know. You know everything about UConn baseball.
So
but you had to look this up, huh?
Yes, I did. March 24th, 2024. I would not have gotten this. It was Stephen Quigley at Rutgers, March 24th, 2024. That was the last 9-inning complete game. I think officially that go down as a hit by pitch.
Might have caught him on the shoelace. Either way, Delana on base again for the second time today, and Gabby Tirado takes ball 1. His 2-run double sort of opened it up for UConn in the 5th inning. Asked to bunt earlier in the at-bat. And with 2 strikes, drove a 2-run double to right field. A strike on the inside corner. The 1-1. In the turf, Delana takes off. It's blocked by Fitz, who fires down to second, and Delana is out trying to advance. The shortstop, Canterbury, covering, gets the tag down.
Maddox trying to be aggressive. Fitz has been impressive. What a tag, too.
Yeah.
That's such a great play by Canterbury.
Tirado hits with a count of 2-1, and he skies it to right. Burdette makes the catch, and UConn will get back to the top of the lineup for Rispoli now with 2 outs.
You see how good Fitz has been defensively. He can swing it too. And it's been also a guy like Jason Jellick, who had a nice hit. He was the only guy to have a multi-hit game yesterday for Xavier. Doubled in his first at-bat, then had a single later on.
Thought maybe he might work his way back into the starting lineup today.
Might
with those
see him
2 hits
tomorrow.
Yesterday. And with a lefty-lefty matchup today, maybe they were hoping to get into the bullpen and get him off the bench in a pinch hit role. Not how it's playing out today. 8-0 UConn. 0-2 on Rispoli. And he sees ball 1 high. 12 p.m. tomorrow. Big day here in Connecticut. With UConn and Duke tipping off at 5 o'clock in the Elite 8. Before that, college baseball here in stores. Rispoli drives it out to right. Burdette makes the catch shy of the track, and UConn is retired here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. UConn up 8-0. And looking to close out Xavier with a little more breathing room on a Nader Wachter home run, their third blast of the game. Well, the day is done for Cayden Suchy. He was tremendous today. 8 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, no runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts on an even 100 pitches. And so with the pitch count into triple digits, Joe Tallarico takes over for UConn, making his 4th appearance of the year. Tallarico looking to close it out. Suchy against Vasilud today. UConn got 10 hits on the number 2 starter in the rotation for the Musketeers. Tagged him for 5 earned. But Suchy, tidy today with 10 strikeouts and 1 walk and just the 1 hit allowed. Came on an 0-2 pitch in the 7th. Jonathan Fitz broke up the no-hit bid with 1 out in the 7th. So Tallarico looks to close it out. J.D. Crisp will lead it off. New defensive alignment in the outfield for UConn as Anthony Belisario enters the game and plays center. Nader Wachter moves from field. Chase Tame in right field. Belisario threw strike 1 coming out of the bullpen and now misses up. Chance for UConn to move to 500 on the year. More importantly, win a series in the Big East and move to 2-0 in conference play. 2-1. Ball 3 to Crisp.
How about the weekend rotation, Randy, where the last 3 weekend games, shut out San Jose State, gave up 1 run in the 9th yesterday, and to be determined here, 0 runs through 8 today. It's pretty impressive, the last 3.
You're set up for success in conference play when you've got your 3-man rotation set pitching like they've been. Joe Tallarico runs the count full on Crisp, who fouled it away. And that's a ball. Crisp is on board again. Second time today he's reached via walk after reaching base in all 4 plate appearances yesterday. So on the 9-hole, he's reached on 6 of 7 plate appearances here in this series. And that's just the 3rd base runner today for Xavier.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Pitch hitter.
Got a pinch hitter coming up here for Xavier.
Now batting for Xavier.
Jason Jellick grabs a bat and hits for Valdez. And he is off the bench and hacking, 0-1.
Man, do you think about throwing Crisp in the leadoff spot tomorrow, the way he's been able to get on base?
Ball 1 misses. You like a guy in the 9th spot who can get on base too, because you can only lead off the ball game once. That 9 hitter sort of becomes a double leadoff hitter.
And if you get him on and Valdez on, then you got Burdette coming to the plate.
Get a little more traffic. There hasn't been much traffic today. Jellick out in front, foul tips it into Torado's mitt, and it's quickly 1-2.
Ooh.
Late swing and a foul ball in front of the UConn dugout.
Hopefully everyone's okay after that one. Looks like missed everybody. That was a rocket. Always a good sign when everybody's smiling.
Yes. Jellick, a .235 hitter on the year. 4 hits and 17 at-bats. He bounces this one towards the middle. Menzel to Rispoli to Marshall. Double play. 4-6-3. And just like that, UConn is 1 out away from a series win.
Third double play the Huskies have turned in this series, first of the day. You can see Tallarico, he almost reached out for it, then pulled it back. Kind of realized Menzel was set up perfectly. The double play ball has been a weapon over the course of this last week. We've had 3 games with multiple double plays turned.
Xavier is going to go with another pinch hitter, Josh Stonehouse. A freshman will hit for Clay Burdett. Went 0 for 3 today. Stonehouse 216 on the year. Strike 1, 1-1.
This guy's got some punch. You can see it in that left-handed batter's box. 7 home runs. Tied for third in the conference with Marshall.
Off the plate, 2-1. Team leader with his 7 home runs, 19 hits. 11 of his 19 hits have gone for extra bases. He has 4 doubles as well. The 2-1 inside and low runs it to 3-1. Tallarico misses outside. Second walk issued by Joe Tallarico. Stonehouse is aboard.
The catcher, Mitchell Morton.
And Mitchell Morton will hit. Morton 1 for 16 on the year. Strike in there. Inside to Morton, 1-1.
Another Texas kid. Plano, Texas. Mitchell Morton.
The 1-1 is off the plate. 2-1. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors for UConn. No runs, 1 hit. No errors for Xavier. 2 outs in the 9th. Foul ball. Morton pulls it, and UConn is 1 strike away.
I don't have the last time UConn as a team threw a 1-hitter. Last time one pitcher threw a 1-hitter if Suchy had come back out. Anthony Marzi, May 5th, I believe at Dodd Stadium. May 5th, 2012 against Cincinnati at Dodd Stadium.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th. And a foul ball by Morton. Again, a 2-2 with 2 down in the 9th. Morton fouls off another. UConn 1 strike away from earning their first Big East Series win of the year, setting themselves up tomorrow for a Sunday afternoon 12 p.m. start to go for a sweep. The 2-2. Breaking ball down and away, blocked by Tirado. Full count with 2 outs, and Stonehouse will be on the move. Joe Tallarico looking for that out pitch to end the ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff. Hit in the air, deep down the left field line, twisting into the corner, and room there for Wachter to make the catch and end the ball game. It's a shutout for UConn, led by Cayden Suchy, who gets his first win of the year with 8 one-hit innings and 10 strikeouts. And Xavier 8-0 to win the series, set themselves up to go for a tomorrow afternoon. UConn improves to 14-14 on the year, back to 500. 2-0 in the Big East, now 3-2 here at home at Elliott Ballpark. Xavier drops to 8-20, 0-2 in the Big East, and 5-14 away from home. Cayden Suchy was brilliant in his first start here at home at Elliott Ballpark. 8 shutout, 1-hit innings to go along with 10 strikeouts and 1 walk. UConn went deep 3 times today. Marshall, Menzel, and Wachter, all with solo shots. Part of a 13-hit barrage by the UConn offense, and the Huskies win it. So for our producer, Nick Spinelli, my partner in the booth, Chris Jones, I'm Randy Broshus saying so long from Stores, Connecticut, where the final score is UConn 8, Xavier nothing. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.